him, y'all. It looked like Benny spit this boy out. Tiny, you got some explaining to do.
Talking to me, this ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Oh, the rumors are starting with T.I. The rumors are starting with T.I. It's coming out that King is not his son.
King Harris has been lighting up the headlines in the most shocking way, and every day the noise gets even louder. The streets are buzzing with a rumor so wild it could shake the whole Harris household. Whispers that I might not even be King's real father. And this bombshell didn't just float in out of nowhere. It dropped right after father and son went head-to-head in front of thousands at an Atlanta Falcons game. Imagine it, one of hip-hop's most famous families unraveling right there in the stands. No filter, no edits, just pure chaos. Fans saw it live. Screaming matches, raw emotions, and revelations threatening to split the dynasty apart.
Okay, so I would say what hurt me would be like, I'm honestly like my mom being like with Tip all the time.
Damn.
Like,
timestamp that.
not timestamp that. I feel like even now and today, like that's how it is. Like they're just tied to the hip. But now I'm grown, so it's like I can't really. But it's like they rather go places with each other. So anytime he gotta go, she gotta go. She gotta go, he go. It's just like.
It all kicked off when King, already known for his short fuse, hopped on Instagram Live mid-game, barking at a man in the crowd like he was ready to throw down. Instead of chilling out, he doubled down, shouting, "I stand on business," like it was his personal theme song. But T.I. wasn't clapping for him. He stormed in, snapping at his son for embarrassing the family name and playing tough when he didn't need to. The clash turned physical in seconds. T.I. wrapped King in a headlock right there in public, like a dad trying to prove he still ran the show, no matter how grown his son thought he was. The crowd was stunned.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. Yeah, come get me from my grandma."
Phones were recording and the internet ate it up instantly. But King wasn't finished. Hours later, he fired back online with brutal shots at his father saying, "I don't care who you are. I'm a grown man."
So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, "King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path?" Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, you know, it just,
Now, if I was a mistake, say that line cut deep, leaving fans torn. Was this just a spoiled celeb kid acting out, or proof that there's a darker family truth boiling just beneath the surface? King's track record of reckless behavior has only made things worse, and people haven't forgotten. Fans still bring up the time he went viral for clowning Waffle House workers, talking down to them like they were beneath him just because his dad is T.I. And instead of putting his son in check, T.I. defended him, making King look even more spoiled and untouchable in the eyes of the public. Then came the ugly scandal with the homeless man. King dangled $50 if the man could eat one of those infamous banned chips and last 5 minutes without water. The poor guy was in clear pain, but King laughed it off like it was just comedy for the camera. The internet tore him apart, calling him heartless, but King refused to back down or apologize, moving like he was too important to care. So when the Falcons game meltdown happened, King went nuclear, dropping heavy accusations that T.I. abandoned him in the hood and treated him badly. At first, fans brushed it off as just another rich kid chasing clout. After all, King grew up with a millionaire dad behind mansion gates, right? Wrong. Receipts hit the timeline and flipped the whole narrative. Turns out King wasn't living the dream people imagined.
Trying to coddle him for. Let the man walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
He spent most of his childhood at his grandmother's house in the hood, while T.I. and Tiny were out living large. That revelation shook the internet because, yeah, King had nicer things than the kids around him, but he wasn't actually under T.I.'s roof like folks thought. Even King himself admitted he mostly saw his dad when the cameras were rolling for Family Hustle. Once filming wrapped, he was right back at Grandma's house. And he wasn't the only one left out in the cold. Reports started spilling that none of T.I.'s kids actually lived with him full-time. They only popped up when it was time to film the show. Even Zonique, Tiny's daughter, admitted she mostly stayed with her grandmother, while T.I. and Tiny were off traveling, partying, and living their best lives. With that revelation out, fans began dragging T.I. for selling a perfect family fantasy on TV while allegedly leaving his real kids in the background. That picture-perfect Harris empire started crumbling fast, but then came the bomb that left everybody's jaw on the floor. Word hit that King had been privately telling friends T.I. might not even be his biological father.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but
Suddenly, all those explosive fights made sense. According to the chatter, that's why King lashes out whenever T.I. tries to hug him or show love in public. It feels fake, like a performance for the cameras, not a real father-son bond. And then the plot thickened. Photos of a man named B. Anthony started making the rounds online, and fans couldn't unsee it. The resemblance between him and King was undeniable. Social media detectives jumped in with their magnifying glass, asking if Tiny ever had a history with Anthony and whether this mystery man might be the missing piece behind King's identity crisis. The whole story flipped from being about a rebellious son with a hot temper to something much darker. Whispers of family secrets, hidden truths, and a young man who never truly felt like he belonged in the mansion his parents flaunted to the world. On paper, King had it all: money, fame, and the flashy perks of being born into hip-hop royalty. But behind the designer clothes and VIP passes was a kid living two completely different lives. One half spent in the hood with his grandmother, the other under the blinding spotlight of his parents' fame. That split left him scarred, confused, and desperate to figure out who he really was. The deeper fans dig, the more King's story plays out like an uncut reality show unraveling in front of the world.
So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this: a lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
After that Wild Falcons game blow-up, the narrative flipped instantly. People stopped seeing him as just a spoiled rich kid acting out. They saw broken family ties, buried secrets, and the real pain hiding behind his outbursts. King's explosive claim that T.I. left him in the hood while living large in luxury split the internet in half. Some accused him of exaggerating just to build up his street-raised underdog rap persona. But others pulled up old footage and family stories that backed him up, proving he really did spend most of his childhood under his grandma's roof instead of T.I.'s mansion. And then came the whispers that blew the whole thing sky high. Rumors that T.I. might not even be his real father. That's when the family drama turned into a full-blown scandal. King didn't hold back either. He fueled the fire himself, blasting T.I. with harsh words like, "Stop making the world think you with me when you don't." And hearing that while rumors swirled that their bond was just for the cameras, that hit fans like a gut punch. Fans wasted no time digging up receipts. Side-by-side photos of King and B. Anthony started circulating everywhere with captions like, "You telling me this ain't King's real daddy?" The resemblance was so strong it sent comment sections into full meltdown mode. But here's the part that made things spiral. Tiny, King's own mother, has never once addressed the rumors. No denial, no confirmation, nothing. And that silence only poured gas on the fire. If Tiny had stepped in and shut things down, maybe the whispers would have cooled off. But with no response, the speculation grew louder, spreading like wildfire across every platform. And while all that buzz was heating up, King wasn't doing himself any favors. From belittling Waffle House workers to that cold-hearted chip stunt with a homeless man, his reckless moves kept painting him as a clout chaser instead of a serious young artist trying to carve his lane. Critics say he's only acting out to trend, hoping the chaos will push his rap career. But others see something deeper: pain. The pain of growing up without a steady father figure. The pain of always feeling like he had to overcompensate, prove himself, and force respect that should have been given. To them, King's wild antics aren't just arrogance. They're scars bleeding out in public. And that's why his go-to phrase, "I stand on business," hits different. To fans, it sounds less like confidence and more like armor, like a young man begging for respect, not just from the streets, but from his own father. That inner war exploded at the Falcons game, where King shouted for independence, T.I. checked him in front of thousands, and then, bam, came the infamous headlock that nobody can forget. That Falcons game moment went viral instantly, turning into the meme of the week. To the public, it looked like a dad disciplining his son in real time. But to King, it was pure humiliation. That's why his Instagram rant after the game hit fans like a punch. He basically told the whole world he feels like a mistake, a kid only acknowledged when the cameras are rolling, not out of genuine love. And the saddest part? King's not the only one who's felt that way. Zonique once admitted she lived with her grandmother because T.I. and Tiny were too busy chasing fame to raise her full time. That paints a picture of parents building their empire while the kids were left behind, trying to figure life out without steady guidance. Fans who grew up glued to family hustle are now realizing the perfect family they adored might have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors. That realization stings because people bought into that dream for years. What makes the whole situation messier is T.I.'s inconsistent parenting style. Sometimes he shields King, like during the Waffle House scandal, brushing off his son's disrespect like it wasn't a big deal, but other times he embarrasses him publicly, like at the Falcons game, putting him on blast in front of thousands. That hot and cold discipline only deepens the cracks in their relationship. And when you add the whispers that T.I. might not even be King's real father, suddenly every hug, every smile, every family moment caught on camera looks staged. Critics are quick to call it fake, while others argue King's outbursts aren't random at all. They're him ripping the mask off and exposing the truth about what really goes down behind the Harris family's mansion doors. The rap world is locked in, watching every messy detail play out. Instead of focusing on King's lyrics, the industry is questioning everything else. Whether he's really street, whether he's just entitled, and even whether T.I. is truly his father. That cloud of doubt is so heavy it's shaping King's entire image before his music even has a chance to breathe. For a young artist trying to carve his lane, that's a brutal weight to carry. Some say it's the curse of being born into a celebrity family. No matter how talented you are, the public already has a storyline written for you. But King's script is darker than most. Betrayal whispers, paternity rumors, and the scars of growing up in a house that never felt like home. That's not just drama, that's baggage no album rollout can clean up. Now everyone's asking the same question. Where does King Harris go from here? His saga has grown far beyond family drama. It's turned into a live case study of what happens when fame, fortune, and fractured bonds explode under the spotlight. On paper, he should have had the perfect life. His dad a rap legend, his mom a respected singer, his family name carrying real weight in the culture. But reality tells a different story. King grew up split in two, hood life with his grandmother versus flashing lights with T.I. and Tiny's fame. That double life left him wrestling with an identity crisis that just won't stay hidden. One moment he's flexing his status as the son of a hip-hop giant. The next he's fighting to prove he's tough enough to stand on his own, like he's desperate for respect that still feels out of reach. King built his image off chaos, and that messy push and pull has practically become his whole brand. Raw, unpredictable, and full of contradictions. He's a walking question mark. Fans wonder why he lashes out so often, but the truth might be simpler than people think. He's trying to craft a story that feels real to him, even if it clashes with the polished life the world thinks he has. To King, conflict and drama aren't just accidents. They keep him in the spotlight. And maybe that's what he clings to while trying to figure out who he really is. But you can't ignore the elephant in the room. The rumor that T.I. might not even be his biological father. Whether true or not, the narrative has already warped how people see their bond. Every hug, every argument, every viral rant. Fans are now filtering it all through that lens of doubt. And if King truly believes T.I. isn't his dad, then his rebellion doesn't just look like spoiled immaturity. It feels like years of built-up resentment exploding in public. Think about it. The world sees T.I. as his father, but King claims he was left to figure life out alone. That kind of emotional gap could explain the anger we keep seeing burst out of him. Then came the photos that shook the internet. King side by side with B. Anthony. Fans swore the resemblance was undeniable. And that was all the fuel social media detectives needed. They treated those pictures like hard evidence. And once the internet grabs hold of a theory that juicy, it doesn't just spread, it explodes like wildfire, leaving the whole Harris family under a microscope. Now every single move King makes gets dissected under a microscope. He's not just seen as a rapper chasing success. He's the son tangled in a family secret too explosive to ignore. That's pressure stacked sky high for anyone, especially a young artist still fighting to carve his spot in the game. But here's the twist. Scandal can destroy you or it can make you unstoppable. Plenty of artists have turned pain into power, flipping their darkest struggles into music so raw it grabs fans straight by the soul. And if King chooses that lane, pouring out the neglect he felt, the constant fight for respect, and the paternity whispers he never asked for, he could carve out a story that nobody else in hip-hop owns. Fans crave authenticity, and like it or not, King's life is messy but real. That rawness could be his secret weapon. But here's the danger. If he keeps spiraling, disrespecting workers, mocking the homeless, and chasing clout with reckless stunts, then his name will burn out before his bars even get a fair shot. The world's watching closely, and one wrong move could brand him as nothing more than another celebrity kid lost in the chaos. Right now, King stands at a crossroads. On one side, the chance to flip his pain into something powerful, something people can actually respect. On the other, the risk of letting scandal swallow his legacy before it even begins. And T.I.? He's not off the hook either. If he truly wants to fix things, he's got to step up beyond the stage smiles and camera-ready hugs, because this family drama is way bigger than TV moments now. Headlocks in public and quick lectures won't heal the cracks. They only make the wounds cut deeper. What King seems to be crying out for isn't discipline under the spotlight, but consistency, real love, and steady guidance behind the scenes. Because here's the truth. A father-son bond is bigger than DNA. It's built on presence, trust, and respect that doesn't switch on and off for the cameras. And until T.I. shows up for King in that way, this cycle of chaos will keep spinning and the headlines will never stop. Fans can't look away because this isn't just another celebrity rumor. It's raw, messy, and packed with secrets that keep slipping out no matter how hard the family tries to hide them. Once, the Harris crew sold the world a picture-perfect reality show family. But now, the cracks are wide open and everybody's watching. King's future is dangling on the edge. Will he flip the pain into greatness and become a respected artist with a story bigger than the scandal? Or will he end up another cautionary tale of fame gone sideways, remembered more for drama than talent? Either way, one thing's certain. King Harris, T.I., and their family saga aren't fading anytime soon. This story is still unraveling, and you already know Public Secrets will be here to break it down piece by piece. So if you're locked in and want to stay tapped into every twist, hit that like button, drop a comment, smash subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because this is one family drama that refuses to stay quiet.